But I should remember them.
It's a lost
You
revolution.
know, there's one thing that's quite well how they ship a canal.
Yeah.
You should go. You still want
I do get work done sometimes.
Sometimes. If you're allergic to being stung, don't go
I'm
to
gonna,
the
I'm gonna like there's war issues, but now, coming out with some things together, right? Bee skins a little bit. Still the bee skins stitched together, bee hunter. Well, I've screwed this up, so I'll try and recover it, even before I begun.
That's pretty good.
I like the struggle and pain and suffering. See how fast we can get things done without talking to us?
No. That's the job. Okay, so growing up though, obviously, Simon, you grew up in the UK. Did you have a favorite character that you really got into drawing all the time?
All the time?
Yeah.
No, not particularly.
Okay.
Oh, Conan, I would say.
Okay.
Spider-Man.
Classics.
Hulk, it's generally. That's John Smith, no, I'm not saying this. I'm just saying sort of fill the gap. I don't have to dishonesty all. I don't know anything in particular. I think first thing I was into was Rosetta.
Okay.
So I saw kind of a lot of stuff starting with Rosetta style kind of characters. It's kind of color-ness, very barbaric kind of fantasy stuff. And before that, I used to draw animals.
Really?
I used to wear like sharks and stuff like that. And medieval knights.
Okay. That's fun.
Because to me, when I was a kid, they were very looking sharp. These guys with marble, steel, and everything else. I don't know.
Gotcha. That's fantastic. Clayton, what about you?
I drew maybe like Spider-Man, and great, having a great time, things like that.
That's amazing.
I would, in school, for class, draw my toys, and then they say, is this from life drawing? I'm like, no. I don't like toys.
I don't know what you're talking about.
I'm a man. So,
Grown up, we don't do that.
no, and then so I get a C. And, yeah, and I would draw from, drawing from life. This is funny, like thinking about conversations I've had before where I'm like looking at Rockwell's work and knowing how much reference he had. I'm like, of course.
Yeah, that's
so
true.
much. You had so much information to work from.
That's right.
That's why it was so beautiful.
Of course.
Aside from the skill.
I mean, you definitely had that.
You gotta have the skill.
You got it.
Not everybody can take a picture and make it happen.
Of course.
And have something, because his artwork actually went, not just, it didn't look just like regular photograph. There was like a gift in there of seeing things in a different way. But yeah, and so mostly, I was drawing from comic books, and then when I took my first life drawing class in '93 with Henry Stinson, just watching another person, artist draw was amazing. Just the encouragement from that.
Of course.
Just seeing it happen. And then I set aside comic books and just drew from life, drew from anatomy books, drew from, I avoided comic books for a while.
Now, I would say that for a lot of people that are fans of your comic work, that might sound surprising, but do you feel like that was a very necessary step for your artist development?
Yeah,
to
stop drawing, like, I was a huge McFarlane fan, so I was like, I had to stop looking at work.
Right.
I had to stop being a part of that. I don't even look at other people's work now, because it's very rarely do I see other people's work, because I don't know. I draw from other things, movies,
Gotcha.
other, just listening to music, and then you're like, what, how that makes you feel, like,
Right.
incorporate already had Charlotte, ways like that. So, I don't, that was a big deal, Life Park. And fantastic, had a great time. Actually, it helped. I started taking pains to Life Park just to get better at pretty much just relaxing. And it'd be nice to still always working on relaxing with my job because I can draw in front of people very easily. But when it comes to doing my day job, sometimes I'm just a tight ass. And I'm just like, this has to be perfect, and I can't relax this.
Right.
So I've been, probably have to have more drinks.
Well, I mean, it works for Simon. Definitely works for Simon. It may not work for you.
No,
But
it worked for me, so I enjoy drinking and enjoy drawing the whole thing. I didn't need it to do it.
No.
But it helps me stay at the table.
I get that.
So, the thing is, when you creative, you creative in everything you do.
Right.
It's hard to pin me down when it's so needs to be sort of like, it's interesting what you're saying there about, because what you tend to do is you tend to like go toward the right stuff that you've got to study and then eventually you use normal stories, you evolve your own style. We're talking about with the photographs, I think, many people just use it as skillful and replicate the photograph, but it's what you do with that and making it your own.
Absolutely.
And making it look like a painting at the same time.
Right. And that's a huge thing. It's a matter of not just the illustrative technique, but actually what your intentions are and what you're trying to get across. It's not just a matter of I make this mark, it does this thing. It is I want this feeling to come across from the work that you're doing as well.
I guess it's the same with writing and music.
Yes.
You know notes and you know how to string it together.
Right. Love that. Absolutely. You guys mentioned Rockwell. You mentioned Frazetta. What other artists, when you were coming up, did you look up to?
Turner.
Okay.
John Salvador Dali. Gilbert Clayton. Stephen Sheila. Anything that really just anything. Doesn't have to be a name. Just something that appeals to me.
Of course.
I mean, it's just even a child's drawing where you see kind of better even mistakes and mistakes, but sure enough, make a conscious effort to try and make something aesthetic. It's very honest what they do, but it's like colour.
Yeah.
So the same context the way it works together.
Yeah, I like Watterson. It's just I like Calvin and Hobbes.
Absolutely.
You draw something so easily and correct.
Right. Right.
Like I look at it, like your anatomy is fantastic, and you draw very little, and it's perfect.
Yeah. Especially with the idea of storytelling behind it. Obviously, you guys have background in doing interior pieces for comics. When it came to learning the art of storytelling in your art, was that something that was harder for you to pick up, or just a natural flow from your illustrative techniques?
I think that evolved. I think we both may have stumbled a little bit at the beginning, then you get kind of used to it, you get used to your brain starts to get used to the process. It's either less full. The thing is, we have to think very, very rapidly, very quickly. We have to tell a story, and we're making abbreviating a movie in a sense. We don't have to make it flow, also make it look, make it interesting. Well, might as well rapid and very, very quick. Because we're doing like, we're making both like a pencil out, a layout, like pages of it.
Right.
Or just lay the whole thing out. It's hard to say really, because what we do is very instinctual, very, very natural. We don't, something we're not very conscious of.
Yeah, the first job I ever got.
That's a feeling. It's not my beat.
Yeah, that's a feeling. You're right.
It's a hard feeling.
Did that change your life?
Well, no, I did a lot of whining and moaning. Billy's going to give us a bill, something like that. That's so
Well, the first gig I got which was with Clayton comics doing Shadow Man, and getting a script for the first time and drawing from it was almost paralyzing.
Really?
Because beforehand, drawing whatever you wanted to draw.
That's right.
Now you have to wield your ability to draw what they want. And it took some time to figure that one out. And what it came down to, what I got out of it was just assume it wasn't very much money, but it was better than I was living on $20 a month before that.
Wow.
And living in warehouses, on and off, family, relatives until they got tired of me. And then by doing that one, it was like $125 a page. It was like fantastic.
That's a life change.
Oh,
My rent was $350, and
Oh, the good old days. Remember when that
It's
And-
surreal. Long Friday.
And just dealing, it came down to, I have to just treat it like, I wrote this, I made it, it's mine now, and I do what I want.
I love that.
And that's really what you have to do with the inker.
Yes.
Like, as a penciler, send an inker, that's his. I'm not
Oh,
gonna control it.
I like that analogy. I like that philosophy actually, because some people are so precious about their work.
Mm-hmm.
And it's like probably everything else you can get upset about it. And very upset about it, like me. I did. I think you're funny about it. If they wake up, they really screw it up. Come on, you know.
Yeah.
What the?
You were like, this was, I mean, it was terrible, I disliked it so much, but like the artwork, even the artwork itself, not from the
Oh, yeah.
how do you feel about this piece? How do you feel? Do you feel that people pick it apart? Like, it's on its own. I gave it its best shot. It's doing its own now.
That's right.
It's
That's
like
right.
an alligator, mother, feel like an alligator, you know, there's no just looks like the egg, but when they're hatched, get out of here.
Yeah, yeah.
That's when they're done their work, get out of here.
Gotta let it live.
That's all for our work, you know, they get out. Hope it won't find its way to America.
A lot of it has, so
Well,
we're really
put it
appreciative.
throw it out the window, you get it.
That's right.
Now you gotta pack it up and put it in the dressing or something.
You gotta take care of it. Make sure you shepherd it all the way there. I do want to open things up for you guys to ask some questions. So if you do want to ask questions, raise your hand. I'll come over with the microphone. If you guys have one right now. No? Yeah.
Oh, we're not coming to the end on this.
No, not quite yet.
This was first time.
He's finished it. That's what I mean. Yeah, because he was making me talk.
Strategy.
Yeah, I was going to Clayton, he had
He
a
looked happy for no reason.
This question is for you, Simon.
You mentioned some of your earlier work was like that you did illustrations from like Ivanhoe. Do you keep those around at all, or is that just something that like was kind of there and you just got rid of it as you moved on?
Ivanhoe.
Yeah, did you keep any of that early work of yours?
Ivanhoe. No, it was a movie, TV series I watched.
Right.
Oh, he's got the oh God, this one I'm 6. I'm 6 years old. I ain't got that no more now.
Oh yeah.
I've got stuff I did last year. I wish I did, man. Yeah.
Absolutely.
Good question actually. We're going to put it through with it.
Somebody has it
But
somewhere.
obviously not heaven. It's not heaven somewhere. But
I have a buddy, he's getting a shipment of Bisley's of his Joker, his 6 foot, 5 foot Joker.
Nice.
oh yeah, he bought it, did he?
Yeah, it's in Texas, he's shipping it to him.
Oh, that's amazing.
Yeah.
Yeah, that was so much student for ever.
How big was this? This piece?
From here to the.
Yeah, and he's like, I'm trying to figure out how to talk my wife into putting this in her bedroom. I told her, you're gonna put it on the ceiling.
Right.
And you negotiate from there.
There you go. You can wake up to it every day. No, I don't like that. Oh, well, where do you think we should put it? That's a genius move. Okay. Guys.
How do you,
How do you supposed to play that one?
He knocked down the wall, that just suddenly appears.
what is that?
You just knocked down the wall, and all of a sudden, that's the piece
Probably
of
does
the
like the fucking top guy.
This was always here.
Funny story about it is, people who were handing out books said we're going to come up with someone bring up a vehicle, they're going to pack it up. Pack the sheet and we're going to we'll get it delivered to the OS. Okay, so I went to this guy to pick up this big van and have all the equipment, the team to come out. Anyway, it's pretty huge. It's thin, so it's very wobbly, very delicate. And I got this number, so I'm going to Mr. Bisley to get Royal Pain. So, yeah, it's in the house. When are you going to wrap it up? Walk, let me wrap it up. No, I can't do that side. I said, well, do you want me to pick it up? No, look, it's Hey, pick it up. Anyway, what happened was, he didn't know we picked up the truck.
Right.
Just a regular dude with a pickup truck. We just swung it in the.
Oh my God.
No, we just put it and said, okay, you know what I mean? Fly away, you know. Anyway, you lay it flat on this truck and he put it flat on it. The truck on the back of the wind and on the way freeway.
That
It's
is
a joke.
Oh, okay, I was gonna say like that is survived. It's like
That's
that
absolutely true.
Oh
I don't
my
know
God.
what to do.
No, I don't think it was only wrapped up in plastic.
That's wild. I mean, again, that's that idea though, and I think there's something to that where you can't be too precious with your work, especially for being in this industry where you actually have to produce work very rapidly. So if you were to get precious, that would definitely hinder a lot of your own production.
I think you are hit the nail on the head because you have to let it go because you need to move on to something else.
Yeah.
You can't like it until you're back on it, you know.
Yeah, in the moment, it's the best thing.
I mean, you don't have to be self-deprecating about it, but I totally understand.
No,
Like,
No, you have to use an artist. I think you should, yeah, you go get, I think artist terminology is great stuff.
in order to constantly keep your edge a bit, like to constantly
just
push it.
I think you're right, just say not to accept that we, we can do better. And I think also to wear embarrassed about being good at what we do. So sometimes you kind of like, you're really great, and it's a bit embarrassing, you go, well, yeah.
That's
it's a guilty feeling, you know.
Okay.
It's so talented as this.
Listen, okay, so if anyone is a creative under any circumstance in this room, hear that truth. Like, there is a level of uncomfortability of being acknowledged for how good you are. That's a great one. Does anyone else have another question before I keep going? I'll start with you and I'm back. Yes.
This is a question for both of you. Do either of you have a work that you feel like went unappreciated by the greater public, or a project you worked on that was underappreciated compared to what you feel about it?
I think we've gone back from original, what we literally were talking about. We dismiss and leave it alone, we let it live its own life, it doesn't succeed, it doesn't. I think we can be immortally wounded. I think it's more wounded thing, isn't it? I think to me sometimes, they get very criticized something.
I think there was a project, Rye, where I put so much time into it, and not that I was disappointed by it, I enjoyed it.
Yeah.
Everything about it. I still have very good memories of making it.
That's beautiful.
Like, I don't, I built, I was doing all sorts of crazy stuff. I built 3D worlds in it too, and I pretty much saw that world differently than anybody else did because I was like running through it, setting up screens, setting up shots, setting up moments, and then painting on top of those 3D shots. And then I look back at it and I go, I enjoyed it very much, but I don't see it very often. But you know, there's, as anything else, it's actually the process that was the fun part. It wasn't anything after that, any sort of seeing it later. It's that next project that's still gonna get the full, more attention than anything else.
For both, what was the most difficult or demanding project you worked on or like created?
Most demanding.
I think the most demanding is what goes against my grain. I think it was John Constantine, Hellraiser, because I wasn't used to do a very ordinary sort of drama with ordinary characters in the sense of visually. I found that a challenge, but I'm very enjoying it. I remember some of my goofballs on that book, one I did, there's two goofballs I did. There's a character sitting at a kitchen table. I usually read the scripts that go beforehand. There's a couple sitting at the kitchen table, and I made the table quite tiny. And there was some jam, and it was like, get some pieces on the kitchen table. Anyway, I'm drawing it, and the jam is right in the middle there, in the middle of the table. There's some toasted bits and pieces. I knew there's going to be some jam for some reason. Anyway, the next page, she says to him, can you pass me the jam? But the jam's right there.
It's right there.
It's fucking got the jam there. Throughout the whole thing. So they use that as a thing of him being weird. So they find the jam, I go, what weird way to do it. And the last one I did was the Tower Chronicles, the characters go through a series of tunnels for 5 pages going in and out with their machine guns, what have you. And at the end, it goes, and they blasted with the Megatronic, something gun, something I think they were counting it.
Right.
So what I did, so I put all these 5 pages in. So what I did, on the last page, there's like a little light go beep, beep, and I go behind them. And it was like a little truck outside with a gun on it. So, you know what I mean? Like, so it's just following all through the thing.
That's right. That's innovation, that's on the fly, that's what you gotta do sometimes.
Yeah, you gotta think
With that stuff.
I'll read the script now for a moment.
What about you? Anything that you ever had a moment where you're like, oh, I put all this work in and that's not the way it was supposed to be?
Well, that's just me in school. Every time I did anything, but
I
I would learn things from. I learned a lot from making my own mistakes and not listening to other people and just doing whatever I wanted. Which actually was why I left school. So I was like, oh, I can stay home and work, and not be told how wrong I am.
Exactly.
So, and not pay somebody else, and I had a great time. Though, like as far as that goes, person goes right until the end of issue 2. I'm like, what? I was so pissed. And you look at the rest of the story, and they're like, I was putting all this effort into it.
Yeah.
The rest of the story, 5 panels straight, bang, bang, bang. The rest of the book, because I was like, I'm not even thinking about this book. And, well, right before that, my people, I was doing digital artwork, and my people were so kind of plastic.
Okay.
And we just came in. I was like, I learned how to draw people because I was just like roughing it in.
Yeah.
I was making so much texture and then having to clean that up.
Yeah.
And I was like, that's how you draw people digitally. You get a lot of texture.
Yeah.
And then you soften that up. And so sticking with the project other than just bailing, you learn something. You're about to learn something. The thing I tell people is, are you having a hard time with your artwork? Well, you're about to learn something.
There you go.
Yeah.
I love that.
Yeah, we can shoot, we do shoot, we shoot everything, I love that.
Got like 5 more minutes for you guys working.
Screwing is one up, I've been screwing.
You're not screwing up anything.
I want to be screwing, when you see it, you go, wow.
How have y'all noticed the original art market changing over your careers?
It's a great question. The original art market, how has that changed since you guys started?
Hasn't changed, well, it's changed in well, AI, I mean, just a computer generated way, everyone can do it now, which is great. I think it's, for me, it's not, doesn't matter, it's already established, so I've got no competition as far as that goes. But if I started now, it's quite difficult to get myself through the crowds the way they come across an individual, You got to remember, when I was first in, we had like about, remember we had, like say, 5 or 6 really famous album cover artists or book cover artists. There's no such thing as digital. And now everybody can be that now, which is great. Isn't it? I'm not threatened, I don't care about that. I think the general question, I think it's worked out for me well, because original art now was coming from the root, original art, what people want, original shit.
Right.
Yeah.
What do you think?
That's why I started in 17. I was doing digital, but then I started going into reading just pre-awareness of AI, and then I started having some originals down. My sketches, though, I go to cons, and my sketches I sold for $350, $500 go for $3,500, $5,000 individual prints. And now I collect everything I do. Like,
That's smart, yeah.
And I hold on, and I'm not in a rush, so, and I'm actually trying to get better at making artwork, and also that is the truth as far as, people just want to see it real. They're gonna want more real. You're gonna have to get out of being a digital artist, if that matters to you. Like, when I got into digital artwork, I enjoyed it because I could learn a lot really quick. Learn colors, see ideas, putting just storytelling quickly because I enjoyed it, and doing it all myself. That's what I enjoyed about it. But then right now, as I was doing cover artwork, I was really just, now I can take time. Actually, as I get older, I was willing to take the time to clean the brush. Before it was like, no. Cheap brushes, didn't even concern myself.
Of course.
Now it's like, I'm getting a little older, I'm like, I'll get into oil paintings and learn not to accidentally kill myself with materials you don't learn about it. So,
The thing is, the other thing is what you look at, you don't know how it was done. I think it's, there's not a process of how you achieve this, what the end result is. And I'm not against any of them,
yeah.
Hey, I got this place, and I feel at least a bit threatened by it. I see my artwork almost replicated. I think it's incredible, I think it's real, me and anything, it's amazing to do that. There's only one problem though. What John was talking about, the main thing is if someone would, for example, put it basically, if there's a cover that's replication of mine, that's got my name on it, or influenced by, is okay, as long as you get away with it.
Yeah.
Well, there was a company, a lawyer looking after me, told me there's a company selling Bisley AI. He put a stop that straight away, because you can't tell.
Yeah.
People can't do that. And we've got to see what is inspirational, what is inspiring, why is someone inspired and then use it. Things like we used to be airbrush tracing or this kind of thing, but this is literally like a machine doing it. We use programming to get it done, there's no artistic merit in that. And of justification, that's literally a copy of a shouldn't underestimate youth, young people, because I think they do, human beings to be distinctly lots of things. We still got, let's see, youth that walk back LPs and all right? And keep the CDs and DVDs going out.
You're absolutely right, Alan. You guys being the new voices of what fandoms can be, showcase the value of traditional materials and outputs. So looking at something where it's not just a matter of having it, but how it came about you having it is also super important, which I think is amazing.
This is exactly what I said.
Yeah.
But it's such a beautiful, you know what you're a writer.
It is true.
And this is what I love, you know, I mean, he basically anything about that, and he's my interpreter. That's what I love. So everybody say, well, this is, we've got amazing art, how do you do it? And, you know, I feel, you know, I always think, how do people work that poetry? How do you write that stuff? That's the same, so I'm amazed by how people write my beautiful poetry I've seen, of how, or lyrics, you know. I stumble over those things, but it's yeah. So here's the wordsmith, and there's another.
Guys, I'm going to have you grab one ticket. Here. Yeah. There we go. And just to make this fun, the ticket that you pulled, the winner gets the other artist's piece. Okay? Yeah, that's right. Yeah. Okay, so, Clayton, if you don't mind, what is the number of the winner of Simon's piece?
411-217.
411-217. Right over there, make some noise.
All right.